All engineering contractors who work on the Whitehaven site must have a permit to work for the tasks they carry out. This is a company requirement. In hazardous areas, hot work such as welding, grinding, drilling, etc. requires a hot work permit in addition to the permit to work. Hot work permits will be discussed in more detail later. Entry into all confined spaces such as drains, pits, tanks, vessels, etc. will require a permit to enter in addition to the permit to work. You must get clearance before undertaking any digging operations in order to avoid damage to drains and underground services such as water, gas, electricity. This requires an excavation permit and a site plan in addition to a permit to work. You must never start work without obtaining a permit, which is authorized by a relevant issuer. The permit describes the work to be done, the hazards you may come across, the precautions taken to make the job safe, and the protective clothing you must wear. It is important that the issuer understands what task you are going to perform, when and what is involved. This may include a written method statement, which will clearly indicate how the work will be undertaken and ensure the risks have been assessed. Before starting work, the issuer will sign the permit, having checked that its requirements have been fulfilled. The permit is one key system of work designed to ensure that the area in which you're working is safe. By signing it, you agree to comply with its requirements. The permit consists of a hard and flimsy copy. After signing the permit, you must tear out the hard copy, and as the acceptor of the permit, it is your responsibility to ensure the permit is available on the job. Other personnel working on the job must locate the permit in order to sign on the back, indicating that they have read and understood the conditions. All personnel working on a job must sign the permit, either as an acceptor or as another user. On completion of the job, the hard copy is returned to the issuer and the job is signed off. If you're unsure of any of the conditions on the permit, do not start work. Seek advice from the issuer, preferably at the time of issue. Many accidents are due to housekeeping problems. When your job is complete, leave the work area clean, tidy, and safe. If the issuer of the permit is not satisfied, they may refuse to sign off the permit. This may lead to a refusal of a permit the following day, or a request from the issuer to the engaging engineer to remove you from the job altogether. Please remember, if you do not abide by the conditions of the permit or in any way work in an unsafe manner, you may be asked to leave the site. If the job is not completed in one day, return the permit to the issuer before you leave the site. The following morning, collect the updated permit or obtain a new one. The permit system is regularly monitored, so you must comply with its requirements. If you plan to bring any chemicals onto the site, or materials such as solvents and adhesives, you must inform the engaging engineer or manager in advance, so that the material's safety data information can be checked in compliance with the relevant legal requirement. If you intend to use a cartridge tool, please inform the engaging engineer or manager. If you wish to use any lifting equipment, please inform the engaging engineer or manager so that necessary checks can be made. It's your responsibility to ensure the equipment meets any statutory requirements. Portable equipment must be rated at 110 volts or less. Only in very exceptional circumstances will you be allowed to use 240-volt equipment. Permission must be obtained from the plant management team and the engaging engineer or manager, and a residual current device or other specified precautionary measures must be used. Please do not use any of Huntsman's equipment unless previously agreed by the engaging engineer or manager. Equipment must comply with Huntsman standards, and welding can only be carried out by a competent person. Check this with your engaging engineer or manager. Weld only on those parts of the plant specified on the permit to work, and always let the person issuing the permit know beforehand that you intend to weld. Some areas of this site are fire danger areas, where it is mandatory that you obtain a hot work permit, in addition to the permit to work, before carrying out any welding or any hot work, which could give rise to a source of ignition. For example, grinding, or activities likely to give rise to high temperatures through friction, such as high-speed sawing, drilling, and so on. Always check with your engaging engineer or manager prior to starting work. It must be appreciated that permits for hot work are given only in exceptional circumstances. Wherever any other reasonable alternatives for hot work exist, or where the job can be undertaken out of the flame-proof area, these methods must be used in preference. Areas around the hot work must be shielded to prevent passers-by being affected by the work, sparks or fume. Surrounding plant and equipment needs to be protected from sparks and hot metal. Attention should also be paid to plastics, pipework, lagging, electrical, and instrument cables. If you're in doubt about any of these points concerning hot work, take them up with your engaging engineer or manager prior to starting work. A Huntsman representative will give you further training on the details of the Permit to Work system before you're authorized as a Permit to Work acceptor.